Good evening. So I'm not sure if you guys are aware of this. There's a USDA department that actually their job is to monitor climate change. That's their job, as scientists. So you could call them climate scientists. And I've talked to you guys before several times in my videos about how climate change isn't just about me and the average person. Climate change will definitely change. It'll move the boundaries of national security. It will. Because if you think it's bad now with your refugees and all that, you ain't seen nothing yet. You know? And you've had people talking about that. They're when it gets bad, they're going to just move to the West. So these scientists, this department, got a letter from Donald Trump. They have two boxes on it. Either A, you will move to... Oh, first of all, I'm sorry, I'm getting ahead of myself. Excuse me. Last Thanksgiving, there was a climate report that came out. The IPCC, that's a world body. They don't investigate anything themselves. They are given information. They're like a global peer review, from what I understand it. You bring me the information, like my trainer. I write what I get. I write what I stick in the ground. I write the measurements before I feel, after I feel. I show it to him. Okay. I put the stuff in the Qualcomm. Okay. He's just looking back over me to make sure I'm not making any mistakes. That's basically what he's been doing. That's what they do. He's not doing anything. So the climate report came out, and the U.S. government, I think it was the same department, was like, all right, yeah, it is a significant threat. I was shocked. Okay, I was extremely shocked that the Trump administration would even allow such a report to become public. I have to tell you, that shit right there, I had to really think about for a minute. You know what I mean? And I've said this before, that a part of me thinks that Trump wants to be known as a badass. I think that he thinks that dark energy, you have to have some of that dark energy. He's not a guy that's going to do fucked up shit and then hide his hand so you can't see it. You know, throw your rock, hide your hand. He's not going to do that. He's going to throw a rock and wave at you. Yeah, nigga, I threw the rock. This the hand I threw the rock at you with. You want me to show you the video of me throwing the rock? Come on in the house. That's Trump. He has no qualms. He really doesn't have any sense of, I want to say right or wrong. I think the right way to say it. He doesn't care, I guess you could say. I don't know. And he attacks his own people. He had an argument with the guys in Navy SEAL. He was coming out against them. But I was shocked. I was like, wow. I mean, even Obama, you can say what you want about the truth, but Obama did a lot of stuff with the SEALs, for the SEAls. It's that I would be lying if I sat here and said it didn't shock me that you have a president that's supposed to be a conservative, that everything he does is not conservative. He plays their game. He plays a game of exclusion and racism. But Trump not a conservative, not in any definition of the word. Trump is an oligarch. Trump is he's an oligarch. He's rich. He does things to benefit rich people. That's what Trump is. Okay? But if you're not making $100,000 a year, if you're not making $500,000 a year, $1 million or more a year, he's not talking to you. Anyway, get on subject. I'm leading to that. So the climate report came out. It was bad. And it reminded me of back during JFK's time, there was a book that came out called Silent Spring. It was talking about environmentalism. It was talking about how these pesticides were going to kill off animals, we're going to kill off a lot of wildlife. And the JFK administration looked into it, and they released a report basically saying the same thing. We find this to be true. We find this to have merit. DDT, those things are a significant threat to ecology. Trump is not JFK. We know why he released it on Thanksgiving. You know, because you have a lot of people who are out with their families who are not thinking about climate change. They're not thinking about what I'm talking to you about today. They're not thinking about none of it. They're thinking about going and getting drunk and watching the game and spend some time with the family. And, you know, they're probably traveling. You probably drove 100 miles, 200 miles to somebody's house. So guess what? They're probably not sitting there reading government papers. Okay? Probably not doing that. I'm just saying. That was kind of smart on his part. And I've thought about it a lot that Trump is kind of like a vampire in that, isn't he? He's a vampire in that a vampire had to get your permission to come in the house. A vampire can't just bust in your window. A vampire can't just, you come in the house with your groceries full of hand and he just bum rush. No, vampire, may I come in? You gotta let him in. You got to identify, you gotta let him in. And that's almost what Trump does. I mean, he does a lot of dirty down low, underhanded shit too. But a lot of it, he's a devil. Trump he's a devil, and he makes no bones. He's not embarrassed. He has no shame about the evils that he does. Calling people names. I mean, it's just, I don't know if he's more immature or more malevolent. Sometimes I wonder if there's an immature, getting off subject. And what I mean, I'm talking about capricious use of force, capricious use of arrogance and braggadocio and aggression. That's not necessary. Arbitrary use of force, arbitrary use of coercion on the world stage. So they released the climate report, and I guess a part of myself did kind of think there'd be some kind of consequences. Maybe Trump couldn't get out from in front of that. I don't know. Maybe he wasn't paying attention. It could honestly be that was a fuck up. It's like when he didn't go to the wreath laying ceremony. Remember that he didn't go to the wreath laying ceremony, and everybody was talking about it. Can you imagine Obama didn't go to the wreath laying ceremony? What they would have said. I'm just saying. Can you imagine what conservatives would have said if Obama had chose not to go to the wreath laying ceremony, commemorating our dead, European dead, Russian dead in World War II? Can you imagine that? That's like that's like Passover. That's like, you know what I mean? That's like Palm Sunday. That, you don't do stuff like that, Trump, he doesn't want to go out there and throw the baseball. I find that funny. I don't watch baseball. I don't care. I thought it was kind of funny when I said that he'll be the first president to not throw the baseball. That's good. I love that. Yeah, I love that shit. That's what some of them think. He wants to be an asshole. He wants you to see him as the bad guy. Like Tony Montana in Scarface. Say goodnight to the bad guy. I'm the bad guy. That's what he... So Trump, he gave them an ultimatum, scientists at USDA that study climate change, that you either A, be willing to immediately leave your office and be moved hundreds of miles away, far away from the government, far away from USDA, to an area where they haven't even started building the offices yet. Like, there's no offices there. There's nothing there for them to work on. Or, I guess you'll be fired. You're saying, I refuse to go along with the move. They have till July the 15th. That's about 2 weeks. That's a little less than 2 weeks now. That video I watched is old. And I don't know. Sometimes when people talk, I'm in my own world, and especially with Trump, I'll take little snippets here and there and everywhere of things. And that's one of those things that I've taken about Trump is that he's at war with the youth. I don't think it's about the fact that he doesn't care about the young people. He doesn't care about the people that are coming after him. He said he doesn't care about if there's a deficit. He said, I'll be after I'm president. He said that. So trust what your president said. They asked him straight up, we're about to be in a deficit. And he, after I'm president, it wouldn't matter. So Trump is an oligarch. He's doing things, make money for niggas that are already rich. He's making money for people that were born with billions in their bank accounts. They were born with $1 billion in the bank account. Yeah. This is what Trump is doing. And these idiots think that because that happens, there'll be a trickle down. There's been no trickle down. And I watch sometimes. I watch these videos where they go out and they talk to these people. And I can't even do that. Because, if you're a Trump supporter at this point, you have no soul. That means you are just so full of hate and so angry. And that's what Trump is. You're so full of hate and angry that you don't care. I think that Trump is at war with his detractors. I think Trump is at war with the people who don't stand by him. I think Trump is a very vindictive, a very petty a human being, very much so, And I think he just pretty much operates off of, I'm going to get back at you people. I'm going to get back at you. And I think we have to recognize this is gangster shit right here. When a president takes a whole department of the government and says either you move halfway across the country or you're fired. And these people are well renowned for climate change. And what this really shows you is, I realize now climate change, or people who are against it, they're like atheists. It's not about whether or not climate change is real. It's about the fact that climate change is inconvenient. I'm going to say it again. For Trump, for his supporters, for all of them, it's not about the fact that climate change is real or is not real. It's about the fact that climate change, rising sea levels, areas getting hotter than normal, certain crops failing, all of that is inconvenient to Trump's view of the world. It's inconvenient. Can't have that. And that's what I get from looking at Donald Trump. You're dealing with somebody that doesn't think that I don't think he really cares about science. I don't think Trump thinks that you need to have scientific research and study and discovery, and he wants a space force, or he was. I didn't even follow that. I don't even look at security team no more. I don't even look at that guy no more. If you're into that stuff because you're concerned about the world around you and all, that's okay, that's great. But if you're looking at that stuff because all you care about is space and all that, then I have nothing to talk to you about. I'm interested in that because I know that the rich are going to use it the hell up out of here. That's not for me. SpaceX is not going to benefit me or my family or anybody I know. And they may have Elysium out there. They may have some Elysium type. You can see it. Some kind of Elysium type colony somewhere. I don't know. They might. That may exist somewhere. Maybe I'll see that. But that's not for me. That's for the rich. Take the hell out of Dodge when things get bad. I'm beginning to believe that God didn't design it for us to go out too deep into space. I'm really beginning to, and maybe in the future, technology is going to advance. Maybe things will get better. I don't know. But I don't see it. I don't see it. I'm beginning to believe that book, Forever War. Was it Joe Hanneman? I'm beginning to believe that's like almost like prophecy, that you get overpopulation and more violence, and I'm beginning to believe that's the future. You know, it's what it is. You know, part of me thinks that Trump is doing things that are just so nefarious, so notorious, that the next president is gonna roll it all back. You know, like Trump has made too many enemies. Sometimes I think that they're like, okay, he's made too many enemies. He can't be allowed to continue. You know, but then I realized, nah, man, that's probably not gonna happen. Trump probably reelected. You know, he'll probably be reelected. And that'll be the end of democracy. That will be the end of democracy in this country. We'll have a race war or something like that. It'll destroy this country. Have war with Iran. Start filling body. Go get the body bags ready, man. I thought about that, investing in a body bag company. I really did. I don't know how I would get involved. I don't know how I would start that, but I'll tell you that if you choose to go into Iran, take our stocks in body bags. It's going down. I'm just wanting to know what's going to happen when the bodies start flowing into Dover. And Iran's got it as such that where they're going to be attacking Israel. Israel will probably get involved. Other countries are going to get involved. It's going to be a battle, a war of the lights that have never been seen, or in the last 50 years. We haven't seen the last 50 years. And I just think that with Trump, it's not necessary to push it like this. It's not necessary to go to the edge all the time. I guess that's his way of doing things, but he's made the world a very dangerous place, man. He's made the world a very, very dangerous place. Overwhelmingly dangerous. You know, I said it before. There's a time coming where Americans won't be welcome anywhere in the world. That's coming, man. Won't be welcome anywhere. You know, I'm embarrassed to be an American. You know, Kaepernick, Nike was gonna put out these shoes with flags on them, and he was like, "Nah, they didn't do it. I'm with him." It's weird because a lot of times when people move from a movement and do something else, they kind of lose the effect, or things kind of change, they fade out. I respect Kaepernick as much today as when he first started kneeling. Ain't that crazy? And there isn't a lot of people I can say that I've looked at that I feel that way about them. I mean, I respect Snowden and shit, but, you know, I feel like he's the canary that got away. He's the bird that got away. You know, I'm great. I'm proud of him, but, you know, peace out.